What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. So today we're going to talk about AI, okay? It's kind of been like the thousand-pound elephant in the room the last couple of years about AI and how it's going to take everybody's job. And I've seen people say like web developers and stuff like that are going to go first because AI can just code everything and we don't need developers anymore. And that cannot be further from the truth. And I haven't really seen anybody do a video like this for some reason, but we're gonna go ahead and I have Chat GPT up here, and we're gonna put it through some paces and see, what can this thing really do? Can it really code websites up? If I give it a prompt to code up a website, can it actually do it, and will it look good and mobile? And does it actually know how to do what a developer does? All right, so since this is the practical web dev channel, we're gonna see if this thing can be used practically to, take our jobs, and we'll see. I haven't really messed with AI too much. I use it occasionally. I just used it in my last video upload when we built the base apparel tutorial from Front End Mentor. I used it a little bit just to show you guys how you could use it, but let's see. Maybe I'll be proven wrong here in this video. Okay, so let's go ahead and start out. So what what we'll do is we'll ask it to code some stuff. I'll copy the code into Visual Studio Code, and then we'll launch it and see what it looks like. So let's just do something simple. Let's tell it to make a landing page, or we'll say let's be more specific. Code a landing page that has an email sign up form. Let's just see what it does. Hit enter. And let's see what it gives us here. So it's writing us our HTML, and there's our CSS. It calls it styles.css. That's interesting. Okay. Still going. So who knows what it's going to give us? We'll find out. Is that it? And then it's giving us an explanation about what divs are. The page is centered using Flexbox. Okay. So let's see what it gave us, guys. Because remember, this is going to take all of our jobs, and it's super advanced, right? So let's see. Let's see if it can do better than a human. So I'm going to copy the HTML, and let's just bring this over here. I'm going to open Visual Studio Code. And then I have a folder that I just created called AI Playground that we can use. So let's copy the HTML in here. Not a lot of HTML. This isn't going to be a very big landing page. And then let's do style.css. All right, so let's grab the CSS and we'll paste it in our CSS style sheet. Save, and then this needs to be changed to style.css, not styles. And let's see if we can go live and launch this thing and see what they made us. So here it is. Landing page. So I guess this is a landing page, right? It's got HTML, JavaScript form validation. See if I put an email in here. Okay. So I guess you could call this a landing page. So essentially all it really gave us is like a div with some text and input and a sign up. So, I mean, it's usable, right? Let's see if is it mobile? Not really. It's not really mobile responsive. So we'd have to go in and make our own mobile. So, I mean, this could be a good starting point, right? So we'd have to add some mobiles, but I guess technically, I mean, this is more of just like a pop-up box. It's not really what I would call. I was expecting it to build like a landing page for something and have pictures and all kinds of stuff, but maybe we weren't specific enough, but it did give us something, right? So let's try something else. Let's have it build let's have it do this. Can we edit this? Let's say let's do the challenge that I just uploaded to YouTube, the Front End Mentor Base Apparel Challenge. And if you haven't watched the video and you're new to coding, go check that out. We can build it with me. You'll learn some stuff. All right, so let's do it though. Let's tell it to build that. Let's see if it can build that. So build the base apparel page from front end mentor .io. Let's tell it the website, I guess. Okay. Notice the file structure. Is this actually going to build it? The base apparel page challenge on front end mentor involves. Okay, so it does know what it is. Let's see what it does. It's writing the CSS now. But let's start copying the stuff over. So this is our HTML. So let's add that. And I'm going to copy it. I'm just going to bring ChatGPT over and copy our code down. There's our HTML. Is this it? I don't think, just looking at the text is already going to be wrong. That's okay. We're going to keep going. Is there... Okay, let's grab the CSS. This isn't looking so hot, I can already tell. It's got some media queries in there. That's cool. And then we're probably going to need, did they include the images? Yes, they did. So let's grab images. And this is fun, guys. Like, nobody, who have you seen that makes these like fear-mongering AI is going to take our jobs videos that actually is like trying to build stuff? Like, nobody even shows like the freaking thing. They just talk about it, and for some reason these videos get hundreds of thousands of views. It's crazy. Like, do people not want proof of stuff that people are talking about? They just want to listen to fear, and I don't understand it. Whatever. Let's grab the images though. But that's just one thing, guys. Like, if somebody's making a video on something but they're not showing like live proof of what they're talking about, probably not a good idea to just blindly read the headlines or trust them, right? Let's bring our images over, because it did include some of the images. So let's launch the page. Okay. Didn't even load the... So fashion model. Images, hero image. So let's see if we can change that, because it should be hero image desktop. There we go. All right, so let's see what it gave us, guys. I'm going to bring over the final product here. This is the base apparel page according to ChatGPT. So this is what it gave us. I mean, there's stuff here, right? Like, it's trying. It got some of the basic design down. It didn't really copy the text over. So just to show you that, I was assuming that it would be able to access the website and like look at the challenge and code it. Let's see if I can just pull up a picture of it. Or no, I have a screenshot here already from the tutorial I did. So this is the actual design. And this is what we just built. Okay. And then this is what it gave me based on my prompt. So left out a lot of stuff, didn't really put the text in or nothing. Because remember, these AIs aren't really AI. All they can really do is like, they're basically like really advanced web scrapers. They can just kind of see what's on the web and then give you what it thinks based on that. But it's not thinking. It's just kind of like copy pasting stuff. Okay. It doesn't have general intelligence. It doesn't really know. You're not talking to a machine. Like, people that post all this stuff like, oh, I talked to AI for 5 hours and then it told me it was sad. That stuff's not real. Like, I don't know. It's just a bunch of BS as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. Did they make it mobile? They did make it a little mobile friendly. So that's the AI version. Okay. So it kind of knows how to code, kind of. But let's compare that to, we'll just get rid of that. Let's compare that to a human who built that. So let me launch my solution. Okay. So what do you think is better? Is AI going to take our jobs? Like, is it even close? No, right? Probably not. I didn't check if they did the form validation. Shit. Didn't check that. Like they were, because that page has JavaScript on. No, it didn't, because it didn't even give me JavaScript, did it? I don't think it did. No, it didn't. So there's supposed to be JavaScript in there too. That's okay. All right, so I'd say so far we're 0 for 2. I can do, right? I can code kind of, but not really. What else? How about let's ask it, make me a multi-page website about gardening. Let's see what happens. Isn't going to code. Oh, do I have to say code it for me? Because I don't think it's going to code it now. Remember, this stuff's supposed to be super advanced and just know what we're talking about, and we're all doomed. Okay, it's giving me... Oh, so it's giving me the pages, I guess. So let's see. Let's give it a chance. Oh, is it going to... Oh, so yeah, I probably should... let's say code me, because now it's asking me, like, do you want me to code this? It doesn't even know. And my fault, like, I'm sure I'm not the most efficient at using this, guys. Maybe with more practice it gets better, but code me a multi-page website about gardening. Let's try that. So you got to be a little more specific. I'm excited to see what this gives us, though. Let's see. Because it just gave me a plan for like a 7-page website. So there comes our HTML. I'll probably just end up fast forwarding through this here. Oh, we got an about page being made. All right, guys. So I pasted all the code in for the pages, the styles. It gave us an index, a contact, an about, and a tips.html. So let's launch the site and see what it gave us. Minimize that. Here's our gardening site from ChatGPT AI. Home, about, content. So basically all it's giving us is like boilerplate code, really. So I guess you'd have to get really, really specific on what you want. But point being is, if you didn't learn web development and actually know how to code, like, and know really the ins and outs of development, and you're just like, this is the prompts that I'm typing here are pretty like vague, because this is probably what somebody who didn't know how to code and was trying to, like, replace a web developer or not have to pay one would be typing in, and this not helping at all, really. Like, it's giving us like very general stuff. So I guess you'd have to get super detailed on what you want. You'd have to like know design. Maybe, I don't know if it can even like take guidance from like what kind of design stuff you want to use. But the point being here, guys, is like, AI is not AI. ChatGPT can provide you boilerplate code at best to kind of get the ball rolling, I guess. But if I was being a competent developer, I would want to write all of my own code. I don't want to turn it over to this thing. I wouldn't be comfortable with that. Just remember, I think it was almost 10 years ago, 2015, 2016, or 2017, somewhere in there. I remember watching like a whole Joe Rogan podcast where Elon Musk and people were claiming that the trucking industry by this time it would be completely dead and all trucks would be AI and self-driving, and like right now there should be no truckers and it was going to devastate the economy and blah blah blah. And here we are, like, 10 years later. Demand for truckers and stuff like that is through the roof. They can't get enough workers, okay? Like, there's no self-driving trucks. Elon Musk just said he was on Joe Rogan before the election a couple weeks ago, and he said that within the same guy, he said that 10 years from now there's going to be like more robots than humans, and AI is going to start taking over everything again. All these tech guys are going to say that because they want to keep building hype. They're selling products. They're trying to make more money, okay? But you can't listen to that stuff, guys. Like it's BS. You still need to learn web development. You need to learn the ins and outs. Need to know how to build stuff from scratch, because if you don't know even what to ask Chat GPT, like if you don't even know what you're talking about, Chat GPT doesn't know what you're talking about either, okay? Now, I just used ChatGPT in my last tutorial just to help out with a little piece of code that I didn't want to write. And that's really what this is, guys. It's just a tool. It's just a tool. It's nothing more than that. It's just like an extension of like a code editor, okay? So what I did in my last tutorial is I asked it for a really specific piece of code that is a pain in the butt to write, called a regular expression for JavaScript. And what a regular expression is, I'll show you guys, and I went over this in the tutorial, but regular expression are like little weird pieces of syntax that you have to use to check. Let me just pull it up here because it's hard to explain. So this is a regular expression. It goes in between two slashes. And you use this in JavaScript and in backend languages like PHP to basically check if a certain type and amount of characters are in, like, usually an input field, to know if it's the correct format that you're looking for. So the most common one would be like an email address. You'd want to check if it has an @ symbol, and then it can be numbers and letters, and it has to have an @ symbol and like a .com and all that. And they're a pain in the butt to write. They're difficult. Like, there's so much you can learn about them. And they're just hard. It's a hard concept to grasp onto, and to have to write one from scratch is like super, super hard. All developers that I know, we all have in our GitHub, we have a regular expression file that we just copy and paste for years and years that we built a long time ago, or we just got it from Stack Overflow. But you can also use ChatGPT to use that now. So let's go to ChatGPT, and I can say, write me a regular, and you can just even call it a regex, because I don't know what that is. Regex is like the short. Write me a regex in JavaScript to validate an email, something like that. And look at that, it'll give us, and that's a good regex right there. But see what a pain in the butt those are to write, guys. Like, this is where AI and ChatGPT and programs like that really come into their own and can help you, but you have to know what you're doing to ask it to help you. Like, you have to know what you're trying to do. You have to at least know the concept and what's going on. You can't just put vague instructions in here and have it spit out a huge multi-page website. Like, that's not how it works. It's not going to be there for a long time. If I'm honest, I don't think, if you're 30, maybe even 25 and older, in your working lifetime, AI is not taking anybody's job. Maybe your kids, when they're older, or your grandkids, will have to deal with stuff like that, but we're not there, guys. The web is really mature. All of the technologies that are used in the web, like PHP and everything, they're like pretty much cemented. Even like jQuery, which you never hear about anymore. Like, the web had really reached maturity in like 2010 probably, so 15 years ago. And all of the stuff that it's going to take something truly groundbreaking for us to be replaced and developers to not be needed and the whole web to really change. And I just don't see that happening. I mean, we're still using oil to run vehicles, and cars have been around for like over 100 years, right? And even though there's technology that's better than that, we're still using oil, just because it's like, it would take 20 years to get off of it. And it's the same for technology and developers and stuff like that. So if you're nervous, if you're like I know a lot of my demographic on this channel is like brand new web developers. If you're nervous about the AI hype train and like thinking to yourself, is this even a viable career option anymore? hopefully this video did a lot to kind of ease your concerns, because we can see it's AI, or what they call AI, is really just hype. It's not anywhere close to where it needs to be to replace anybody's job, let alone a developer who does something this complicated, right? So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I just wanted to go over that here. I do want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.